Welcome back to the shop. Today we've got something a little bit different. I was cleaning up and I found this little case toothpick. And case toothpicks are not cheap. Anything case is not cheap, especially the old case. I think the double X. Some of those go for a real high dollar. I'm not a huge fan of I'm not a big knife guy. And I'm not afraid to own a cheap knife kind of thing. I mean, that might sound really horrible, but you know, sometimes I don't want a $300 Chris Reeves knife or something like that. I mean, I'd love to have one, but I'm just too rough on stuff to own a good one. So when I say cheap, you know, I carry a Leatherman, the Sidekick, because it has the belt clip on it. So that's my daily in and out knife. And then and I have a pile of other weird knives and things like that. This is a knockoff of a case. Let's see if I can get this out of the way. There's a Rough Rider company, and you know I don't really condone buying knockoff stuff. But Rough Riders, Case makes a thing called an elephant toe, and it's just such a neat knife. And then when I saw how expensive they were, I said, you know, I'd really love to have one, but you know I can't spend that much money on a knife. But I bought this Rough Rider, and it's just the neatest thing, and it's just as sharp as all. But anyway, today's project is this case toothpick. It's a got some rust on it. It's just been neglected. USA 610096 CV is what that says. So anyway, it's a really small knife. I've got to be sort of careful with it to make sure that I don't nick it and shut it on myself, or I don't know. Small things like this can get out of hand quickly. So anyway, what I'm going to do today is just try to clean it up, get the rust off of there, and try to make it look good again. So let's see how it goes. All right, so this is definitely a tool, a project that could be done all by hand, but I've got tools, so I want to use them because doing stuff by hand is for the birds. Now I'm going to try this plastic deburring like gasket removal tool. I think it's, I don't know, it's pretty soft. I used it to take the when I rebuilt my truck, the head gasket off of the aluminum. So if it's good on aluminum, I doubt it's going to do anything to this metal, but just maybe knock the flake off. So that's just scratching the surface and getting the rust off. I'm pretty happy with that because it's not removing any material. Let me see if I can get you right down in there. Alright, there's a little bit in there, but I want to come back and polish this up. So I think that the polishing part will take that off. So let's see how that works out. $800,000, $3,000. Now, I don't profess to be an expert sharpener of any kind. It's a real art, sharpening. They sell a lot of neat tools and stuff, a lot of very expensive tools for sharpening. I would say that's the other added benefit of having cheap knives, is that you can practice and not worry about wrecking some giant expensive knife or whatever. Now, testing sharpness is sort of a debatable thing. I'm not sure how to go about testing that. I mean, a practical cut, I suppose, would be a good test. I've got plastic and paper together. I mean, I've seen people cut paper, but you know, I don't cut a lot of paper. It's not something that's... Oh, this is probably going to be great for it. This is a piece of Kevlar. That's probably about the toughest string I'm going to cut. Let's see what else I got. Tarred twine. Cuts that pretty good. Another thing, it's sort of my favorite material of all time. They use this, the landscapers use it a lot for tying trees down. Also, electricians use it. It's called pool tape. I think sometimes they can pronounce it bull tape also. But it's flat, very strong. I think this is 1,800 pound test line. They sell it at all the tractor shows down here anyway. And you'll see it behind the power trucks and giant spools, but it's there, so don't touch it. But you can buy this at the, like I said, at the tractor shows and things like that. And it's great because, well, I mean, I guess you can get it off Amazon too. It's just a little bit more expensive. The neat thing about it is, the reason the electricians use it is because if you're pulling it through a conduit, through a tube, I don't have a proxy here for the tube, but as it goes around the bed, if you had a round piece of wire, let's say you had a Kevlar pull string, you could also cut pipe with this. If you're going back and forth, you could cut right through a piece of pipe. But this, because it's got this different shape, it's gonna not have a preferred track through the PVC, so it's not gonna burn a rut into it and cause your conduit to fail. So anyway, that's what this is for. But it's very strong. It's very cheap. It holds a knot well, and I use it for just about everything. So anyway, so it's not a very scientific test, but that's sort of practical. It's sharp, as sharp as I want it. So I'll go over it a couple more times, and then I'm gonna bring that leather strap out. We'll see how that goes. Alright, so when I bought this leather belt that goes on my belt sander, it came with this white piece of rue or compound. And then when I go to my chart, I'm not sure if these are universal. I would hope that they are. But you scroll down the white, and the thing that it's not good for: steel, nickel, chrome plate. It doesn't seem to be good for anything that the knife is made out of. But I don't know if the white has a different compound or different principle for the leather. So I'm not sure if this is more for conditioning the leather or if it's more for honing the blade. So I'm gonna provide a great degree of deference to the people that sold me this thing, and I'm going to use what they have, despite the fact that it doesn't seem to match up with what the other people are telling me. So anyway, let's see what happens. Now this could be a piece of soap for all I know. I'm not going to taste it, but it smells like compound. Yeah, again, no real way to test this thing. I just... wet rag doesn't work very well. It's sharp, so I wish I knew more about testing things. I wish I could prove what I'd done here. But anyway, at the end of the day, I just cleaned this thing up. I'm going to put it back in the drawer. Wait for it to corrode again. Do it again in another year. Anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, I have more than one job. Anyway, it's good. It's good. It's a good thing that I picked up the other thing. It's actually more for the experience part of it. And so I'm contracted for another couple months with this. Anyway, I've always worked. For as long as I've been doing videos, I've pretty much always had 2 jobs. But anyway, I think I'm going to be more occupied with this second contract upcoming. So I think my videos are going to change and either become smaller videos that are just like the knife, just sort of one-off. Not to say the other videos are real huge or anything like that. So just the oddball when I get a little bit of time or when I need a break to come out and relax, do smaller projects like this, or they're gonna sort of shift gears and become a little bit bigger. Actually, let me go get a possibility and bring it over. All right, so like I said, I'm either gonna go. I'll probably vary back and forth with smaller project like this, or I've got some other things that I've sort of set aside and I've gotten started on, but then never finished. I've got some automotive stuff. This might be slightly larger than an automotive jack, but we started sandblasting it and disassembling it and whatnot. But this, and I've got a couple of different jacks, and I'm not sure, but they're a lot of fun. The little intricate pieces that go along with these are just amazing. They scare the hell out of me. They really do. But the clockworks in here are just astounding. And this could be, now that I know a little bit more about tool restoration and whatnot, I'd like to come back and revisit this, because this just got cleaned up, because it was actually just a big pile of dirt when we got it. But anyway, so the channel, it might change a little bit over the next 4 months, but I'm going to try to keep producing the content. Like I said, I really enjoy this, and the favorite part of it is the stuff I learned from you, the comments and whatnot. So anyway, I'm going to try to keep them up, maybe at least a video a week, preferably 2 or 3, but in reality it's probably going to be just 1. So we'll see how things go. Thank you, have a good night, and if you're not already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again.